Hello everybody, welcome to another Fallout 76 event video. Today we're going to be doing a colossal problem. Somebody on the server has nuked Monongah Mine, and a colossal problem event will spawn once you do that. It's a pretty straightforward event. We go into the mine. I hope we're still in time. I think we're still in time for this. So we go into the mine, and there's going to be a couple bad guys that you have to dispatch. And once you get to the end of it, we have to activate something, and then it's about 4 minutes before the mine shaft will clear of rubble. So everybody's waiting here. So this mine shaft will clear of rubble, and then we have to drop down and fight Earl, the Wendigo. Wendigo Colossus. So this one is supposed to be endgame content like Scorch Peace Queen, but on this one they gave you a longer window to do preparations. So do I have a melee? No. So let's put on a strength bobblehead. Give us a little bit of extra damage. 2 strength will end up being 10% extra damage for the weapon. It's not too bad. It's worth an entire perk of Slugger or Gladiator. And then on the aid set, so I'm already buffed up. I buffed up before turning on the video. So I'll typically go for full buffs for this. I have, where are we here? Cranberry relish, gourd soup, pumpkin pie, and company tea. So if I don't have company tea, I use corn soup. Which gives me 7 AP regen. Company tea gives me 25. So that's quite good. I have enough gourd soup to keep my well-fed and well-hydrated up. And I have whiskey right now because I just ran out of vodka. So whiskey will be giving me 6 strength buff. So that's gives it to me for 3 minutes. And I use that in conjunction with psycho buff here. Which I have to farm more of because I'm getting low. So when I use the 2, I'll end up with plus 9 strength, plus 3 endurance, and 56 max HP. So, and this is, the 3 endurance is going to give me another 30 HP. So, I'll be pretty beefy at that point. I like the design of this event better than Scorch Peace Queen because it has a preparation phase that allows you to make sure you're spec'd right, to give people a chance to get together as a group, so you don't show up when the boss is half dead. Now there is a consumable called Liquid Courage, but I'm out of those. And I'll show you why you need it later. Now Earl has a huge amount of damage reduction. And again, this build is... I'm preparing this build for next season when we can have legendary power armor. Sec here. I'm just gonna run up on some of these Wendigo spawns. So Earl's got a few mechanics. The first mechanic is attacking people, and his attacks are quite heavy, and they will basically stagger people. Now, if he runs around all these ranged people, they're gonna be running around because his hit actually hurts. I have quite a lot of damage mitigation, and it's still punching me pretty hard. Now, his second thing is to fear everybody. So he'll do these AoE fears. If we have a consumable called Liquid Courage, which is an alcohol, we won't be affected by that. Now it only lasts for 5 minutes. So right there, he just did a call, and that call is going to summon Wendigo spawns. The more players in the party doing, or the more players in the mine doing this, the more Wendigo spawns will come every time he does this. So... Now, he'll also drop these mechanic, or see this, so he will, drop these pile of effects. So there's a green pile, there's a red bubbly pile, and there's going to be a rubble pile around here somewhere. And you take different kinds of elemental damage by standing on those. It's best to stay off them if you can. Now, my role as a melee tank is to keep him in place. I want the range people to have the optimal opportunity, the opportunity to do as much range damage as possible. So get to optimal range, not take damage, watch out for those ground effects. My job is to sit here and keep him in place. So now these guys get a chance to do more damage because they're not running around being chased by him. Now, because I can't be in two places at once, it's beholden on the DPS to kill their fair share of Wendigo spawns. Those Wendigo spawns, whilst you can typically tank their damage, they have a stun attack, like a stagger attack that will stagger you, and again reduce your potential damage output for this. Now, everybody here has legitimate weapons, so nobody here has anything bugged or glitched, and if you notice, he is quite hard to kill. So you'll see videos of, you know, people killing him in 30 seconds. Those are with bugged or exploited weapons. Or before, I think it was patch 24, patch 25, where they fixed a couple things with them. This event came out in Wastelanders, I think, and there was still a couple damage issues with it after that point, but it's been fixed up now. See this fire pile here? Ooh, if I stand in that, see that how quickly I take that fire damage? That's why you need to avoid those mechanics. Alright, so I'm trying to help that guy out there, kill some Wendigo spawns. So I want to keep Earl on the physical terrain here. See these stairs and stuff? They have a bad habit of, oh, let me try buffs up. The stairs have a bad habit of having Earl glitch through them, and if he does, he'll end up on the flip side of the terrain, and it'll be very hard for anybody to do damage, and the event essentially bugs out. So nobody can really do the event like that. Did everybody leave? Where is everybody? Okay, so I'm gonna try to do some more damage to him right now, because I don't know where the other players have gone to. Alright. So I want to get him away from the wall and those barrels. Again, it's stuff that he can clip through and bug through. And the way I do that, he'll follow kind of the person closest to him. He doesn't really have an aggro table like most games. It's really just the one who's standing in front of him. So if I'm next to him near the barrels, he's of course not going to move. So I will move away from him slowly until I can back him up to a place. If I move too far away too quickly, he's going to move to the next closest player. Like this fella here with the shotgun. I'm curious to see if we're actually going to kill him in time. Okay, come away from the wall, bud. So he does have a ranged attack as well, which is throwing that vomit stuff. Come on. Come closer. There we go. So you have to be careful with fear because you can get feared into fire piles. So if I have Wendigo spawns on me, Hack and Slash does a lot more damage in an AoE to the Wendigo spawns than the actual Wendigo itself. So if the Wendigo spawns are close by, I'll make sure that I switch over to them and do some VATS hits on them to have Hack and Slash splash over to Earl. Come on. Ooh, shoot. Come on, bud. Okay, well, we at least have 2 people. I'd like them at some point to come here and help me out a little bit. They are low levels, so... Come on, guys. Shoot him. So if this doesn't go well and we go over time, ooh, drugs. So if this goes over time and we don't complete the event, the roof will collapse. So in that case, though, this event is actually more lucrative than completing it. These Wendigo spawns drop very good junk because they drop what a Wendigo drops just without the rest of it. So you get Wendigo teeth, which is acid, fiberglass, and screws. So we're gonna make sure that on minute 2 or 3 remaining, maybe minute 5, we're gonna go loot up all these Wendigo corpses and then fast travel out of here. So even if the event isn't a win, you can still get quite a good bit of reward out of it because you can mop up sometimes 200-300 screws out of this event, and 100 and some odd acid. So while it ends up being long, it's still a very good way to farm screws and acid. Let's see if I can get the buddy up here. Nope. Now the trouble with dying in these AoEs is because they're damaged over time. It makes it so you can't heal somebody, or you can't resurrect somebody in it. If somebody goes down, you can resurrect them with the stim pack, but if they take additional damage once they go down, then you can't. So because it's an AoE, the first damage tick takes them down, and then the second damage tick will see that they can't be resurrected. My weapon's getting put through its paces here. I have to switch to a 2-hander here that I have on me. So you get a 3-star legendary from killing Earl, and you get a 3-star legendary from completing the event. So it's a very good event to complete for legendary returns, and especially if you have a group that is doing it properly. Most of the times, if you have 4 or 5 people down here who are spec'd out properly, without exploited weapons, you can take care of this event in about 5 to 8 minutes. And again, you'll have Wendigo spawn corpses to loot, not as many as we're going to have now. And you'll have, again, 2 legendaries, and it'll be a good investment of time. Right now, we're kind of getting to the point where the value return curve is not there. So after this sphere, I think I'm going to loot the corpses and get out at this point. Nah, I'll stick with it for a bit. We'll put another 5 minutes. I've had runs like this where I've been farming the... I just don't like that I don't have my weapon. I've been farming the spawns, and somebody then shows up with, proper gear and proper kit, and we catch up sort of in the last 5 minutes. I've had that happen a few times too. So again, if you get into one of these where, the damage isn't going to be quite right, make use of killing the spawns, keep yourself alive, try not to expend too many of your consumables and stuff, so you'll get a good value of return out of the junk that you loot. So I came into this with no junk in my bag, so we'll do a junk breakdown after we're done. Okay, yeah, at 9 minutes, I'll call it. 9 minutes to the end of the event. So I'm going to use some time here to stuff. No, we'll do that. I don't like Earl over here with the scaffolding and where the roof is low, because he'll, again, bug through the environment in these areas more than not. See, do I have a... I use the shish kebab. The fire damage on a shish kebab is very good against high armor targets. And it also has very low AP VATS cost on it, so you can get a lot of good VATS attacks in. It has about half the VATS AP used than that plasma cutter I was using, and a lot less than the sledge. So while it doesn't do a lot of damage per hit, I can still punch out a lot of DPS with it. It's also faster attack speed. I'm getting used to using the plasma cutter because I want to get a bloodied faster attack speed or vampires faster attack speed next season when we can do legendary crafting. This is a vampire's faster attack speed, and again, as you can see, the again, while it's not a high damage weapon, it's better than not. Watching Scorch Beast Queen right now, they can't even get Earl killed. Save your nukes. I don't want to say save your nukes for a server where people are participating, but save your nukes where servers are participating. Literally, the Mananga mine is up, and it's like, let's go nuke Scorch Beast Queen. Why don't you just come do this? I said 9 minutes. So we're at 9 minutes, and we're nowhere near a sense of completion, because he still has to mutate once. So at this point here, we're going to loot as many of the corpses as possible. Then I'm gonna bounce. I don't want it to come down to the timer because I'll miss a bunch. Oh, shoot. No. Now, because this is a end game event, you don't lose your junk if you die. So die all you like. Your junk's still on you. Where are we here? And you spawn out of the room if you do that. Yeah, so all the junk I looted so far is on me, but we're gonna do the rest of the loot up now. Okay, so because I kept him roughly in the same spot, most of the Wendigo spawns that I killed will also roughly be in the same spot. It's one nice thing about kind of tanking him, again, in a predictable spot, which was over here. He does move fast, doesn't he? He's already on us, but we're just focusing on looting. We'll double tap 4 items. The Wendigo spawns will also drop 8 items. Like that one had a super stim pack on it, so whilst it won't restore the total 8 items that you expend on it, at least I will pick up a couple super stim packs from this as well. Right now I'm using... Oh man, I can't wait to have unyielding power armor. Oh, this is just a normal excavator set, and it's whilst it's tanky enough to do anything in the game, for it to be unyielding would be a bit nicer. Give me that extra 150 carry weight. Give me a 75% increased damage. Okay, where else are we for loot? Bodies over here. Yeah, I'm happy to give myself a little bit more time to do this. Again, once you do all your looting, if you still want to kill a couple spawns and stuff, you can. The important thing is when the event is ending properly, when the event is ending properly, you'll have like 2 minutes to escape the mine, and that's when you're supposed to do your looting, because it says the mine's gonna collapse. When the mine collapses, you just teleport outside of it. So spend every moment of that time, farming your Wendigo spawns. Because Wendigo spawns will still spawn during that 2-minute window. So it's a good time to loot your corpses. But again, this is just going to count down and count down to nothingness. This is also, I guess, a good event for EXP because each one of these Wendigo spawns is giving us 220 experience, and I only have Cranberry Relish on. I don't have any lunchboxes on or anything. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Alright, back over here quickly. Did I miss any? Yes, I did. Yeah, come on. Whenever I'm looting like this, I like to kind of look twice. Any other places? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to fast travel out of here, if we can. Honestly, I could probably... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to die so I go up onto the upper layer. So I'm going to get myself killed here. Now again, I keep my junk because this is an endgame event and it's going to put me up on the upper floor. And then I'm going to use that opportunity to fast travel. So... Yeah, now we're not down in the pit. Okay. So this event was designed to have several people kill them. It's not designed to be solo. If you're using, again, non-glitch weapons or non-exploitative gameplay types, it should be near impossible to do enough damage to kill them by yourself in the time frame. So it's their idea of a raid boss proper. So don't feel bad if you can't solo them. Again, there's a lot of build videos about people trying to prioritize soloing this boss. Again, I wouldn't worry so much about specking around for that. If everybody on the server is coming and participating, again, 3 to 4 people can easily do this. Okay, so we got some Wendigo teeth. Let's break those down. And because there was only 2 of us for most of it, there wasn't as many Wendigos as there would normally be. But for the event, we got ourselves 300 fiberglass spools, 376 loose screws. Fiberglass doesn't sell for anything, so that's a mulligan. The screws sell for 8 caps a piece, so 8 times 376. People will buy that. So that's 3,000 caps in the screws. And acid sells for 84 for what, 15? So 84 divided by 15. So acid sells for about 5.6. So 128 times 5.6. So overall, all the junk that we brought out of it, 3,500 to 4,000 caps worth of items. And again, we had very low number of these Wendigo spawns because, again, it was just 2 people in the event. So if we're completing the event proper, you're going to get, again, 2 3-star legendary items. There's some rare rewards from him as well, and I'm gonna post a link to the Followpedia below, so you can see those rare rewards. Again, we didn't get any because we didn't kill him. So overall, this is definitely an event worth doing, especially if you're looking to pick up the materials and stuff. I don't tend to do this or the Scorched Beast Queen just because of the sheer number of exploited weapons right now. I hate preparing for an event and hoping that I'm going to get something like a challenging event, only to have them die in a few seconds, or I don't even do enough damage to count towards the loot pool. Especially as a melee person, this can be punitive, because Scorched Beast Queen, if somebody has exploit weapons, she has a first phase which flies around, and if people will kill her before she hits the ground in seconds, you don't get anything for that. Same thing with Earl. I've had it where people have exploited and glitched through the floor and killed Earl in about 30 seconds before the preparation phase even started. I've had that happen at least 3 times. So again, these events are worth doing if you can put up with the large number of people who show up, because this is an easy loot pool to get into to exploit the event and take advantage of it. Anyways, I know this was a long one. If you've enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. If you have any comments or suggestions, please post it below. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next video.